Do you like groovy podcasts hosted by inebriated people? That's Kai with the cracking voice and Heather's touched by evil. One thinks he's Spider-Man, the other is a ninja. It's the Man I Love Fun podcast, it's the MILFcast.
Alright, let's try that again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another MILFcast mini.
Woohoo!
Got this goddamn shit figured out yet? I'm your host, Kai. Joining me, as always, is the maple to my leaf, Heather Baxdale. Say hello, Heather.
Hello, eh? Since we're maple loaves over here, I'm gonna go with my Canadian.
Yeah, so sorry. We learned our lesson from last Wednesday. We realized we went and bought, I have a 900-foot Ethernet cable that I run from my neighbor's house for free Wi-Fi now, and we should have no more buffering issues. The problem was I did not plug it in before the stream. I plugged it in midstream because my wife remembered, and it turned everything to shit. But we won't do that again. So, now that we're here, and now that many of you joined us, thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and go back to the beginning. Heather, please tell everyone how we're going to start the show. We're going to go with all the stuff you've been putting out on the socials and what everybody said about the choices that you gave them.
Yes. So this week we had a pretty intense death match. We had two Timothy Olyphant characters. One was Raylan Givens from Justified, who is a quick draw hothead. And we also had... Yes, sir?
You say Olyphant weird.
I like saying Olyphant because I say it like the Olyphants from Lord of the Rings. It's not my fault.
How do I say Timothy Olyphant.
I know.
I put an A and you put an E there in the middle.
Yes. Is this one of Heather's pronunciation funsies?
Oh, God. So, I wish I had the Midwest colloquial whatevers.
Colloquialisms.
Yeah.
I love that you did that, and you always have trouble saying colloquialisms.
Stand by, everyone.
It's the best part.
Sorry, continue.
Hi, K.O. Cray. So the secondary character versus Raylan Givens was Seth Bullock from Deadwood, who is also a bad mammer jammer. He's also a quick draw, also hot-headed, and he, I think, has pretty close to death count. Maybe not as high as Raylan, but he definitely has a pretty severe one also. So the idea was pairing these two against each other and seeing who would win in a death match. And according to social media, on Facebook, we had DJ Valentine who said, Raylan is cooler under pressure and luckier on the draw. Raylan internalized his temper. Seth Bullock externalized his temper. Raylan would mess with him. He's too clever. I happen to agree with that statement. Bridget said, I loved Deadwood.
I haven't seen either of these fucking shows.
You should watch both of them. They're both fantastic. These are shows.
Okay, wait. No, fairness. I've seen 2 episodes of Deadwood. The first 2. A little slow going. Justified is on my list. Okay,
of the 2, I am very certain you would like Justified. Deadwood I recommend to everybody because it's so fucking brilliant. It is just amazingly written, and Ian McShane is just godly in it. Everyone's great in it, but Ian McShane is everything.
Deadwood, Justified.
Deadwood's better, Justified's more fun.
Okay, so I'm going to watch Justified first.
But Justified's still right up there in like top 5, top 10 shows of all time for me. I love it. So, and that one will get to probably.
Colloquialism.
Said I love Deadwood, so I'm going with Seth. But his mustache was nowhere near big enough. The real Seth was huge. That's the other cool thing about Deadwood. These were all based on real characters. Some of them were largely exaggerated. And some of them were actually kind of close to their characters, like Calamity Jane. She is one of the greatest characters of all time. She is amazing on that show.
She wants to shuck it. She shuckers. She's that one.
Everyone's a cocksucker.
I only know that because there's this radio personality, Heidi Hamilton, out here in LA that does an impression of her, and she's like, "Oh, we're like she shuckers."
She shuckers. She's fantastic. She's also worth watching. Actually, just watch Deadwood. But anyway. So we've got the big mustache, and no, Timothy's was not as large as the real Seth's. But I don't know how he could have actually spoke through it because it was that massive. On Instagram, we had Dickie Walnuts who said, I loved Seth, but I think Raylan had the edge. If you need a reason, I'm going to go with the hat. Since you don't know, Kai, Raylan wore a badass Stetson and came from Kentucky. But he wore it when he was a U.S. Marshal.
Is there a thing called a badass Stetson?
Yeah, some are, and some are not so great.
That's country gangsta.
It is totally country gangster. Like,
okay.
If you're going to pull off a Stetson, you got to be a mad mammer jammer. All right. Tapeworm was quite clever in his response and said it was justified. Bobby Wag 61 said they'd shoot each other in exactly the same place, which I thought was awesome. Gail 101 said, "How could you possibly choose?" Hardstead said Raylan would warn Bullock, and then they'd both get a drink together. I think overall Raylan gets the edge here by votes, but it was still pretty close. Like almost everybody that even said Raylan would win, they were like having a struggle with it. So that was kind of a cool one.
Yeah.
It was my favorite so far.
The funny thing is, in the middle of all that, I snuck in the Heather's Midwest colloquialisms, but I didn't make it so you could hear it, and everybody else did.
That's so mean and funny at the same time.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't know how. I don't have the time to remember how to make us hear it too, so I just figured I'd sneak it in on you. But
that works.
I'm so lost. No, Lost was the other show. Hi, the Before Times. I don't know what that meant, but welcome. Yeah, we back.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
So, yeah, thank you guys for taking place on social media, taking place on social... What the fuck, Kai?
Interacting on the socials.
Thanks for going on the Facebooks and talking to the kids about the MILFcast. No, thank you guys. Want to thank everybody that came out for the Oscar show. I was shocked how many people lasted the entire 4 hours. That was fucking insane.
Yes.
Want to thank you for all the followers. Like, honestly, we've done about a handful of podcasts. We've done like 1 or 2 successfully, but the numbers that Twitch has been giving us have been like insane. We have friends that do this that kind of coach us on this, and we're doing way better than they were at this point, and I'm just shocked by it. So thank you. Please check out the YouTube. Please check out the podcast. Please like and follow us wherever you can. Please inject MILFcast into your veins.
Yes, do it that way.
We're already
that way
in your
you're hooked
ears.
for life.
Put us in your veins.
You can't get rid of us even if you wanted to.
Okay.
Especially if you wanted to.
So let's get another thing we're going to do tonight. So we have a little topic for all these little minis. Oh, let me tell you real quick. By the way, on Sunday, we have like a special treat. We have actor Jason Reitman. God damn. Joseph D. Reitman is going to be joining us. He is an actor. I don't know if I call him a character actor. Is that fair?
I think that's fair. I'd call him one of those guys. He's one of those guys that's literally been in everything.
Yeah, you'll know him the second you see him. Anyway, please come back Sunday. We're going to spend some time with him. He's, I believe, filming in Atlanta right now, so it was really nice of him to make time for us. And we got a funny story about how I met him, or how my wife met him. So that'll be really fun. Anyway, so on these minis, we have a little topic that we go over, which means I get to play this Steve Bush stuff.
Today's general discussion topic.
I always picture Steve like doing one of those like Sears photos when he sings that one. I don't know why. So what did we decide we were going to talk about this week?
We were going to talk about dumb or weird things that we get like super excited about.
Yeah, like overly excited for.
Yeah, like way more excited than we should be.
Yeah. So what was, you got one? Do you want to start? And also in the chat, if you have some things you'd like to chime in, please let us know.
Yeah. So this one's, I'm certain I'm not the only person, especially now that, this past year with COVID, but I don't care if it's junk mail. If I get actual snail mail or something in my mailbox, I get really excited. Like I get amped. I'm like, oh, there's something there. If I hear the mailbox is right off to the left of my desk. So I hear when the mail person drops off the mail during the day. And if I'm super busy, I will stop and go grab it, even though 9 out of 10 times it's usually just junk mail. It's usually True Green. We'll make your yard look nice. And I just feel offended because we have dirt right now.
Okay, so first of all, question. So you have a
Yes.
mailbox on your home?
Yes.
Okay, I got that bullshit where I have the community mailbox that's like 5 houses up, and I have to walk, and it's uphill, which is annoying, because I'm in great shape, but not really, so that's really frustrating. Do you have like a relationship with your mailman? Like, do you know what they look like? You're like, hey Bob, is my green thing here?
I don't know her name, but yes, we do. She's actually been, we've had a different person for the last like month, and I've been sad about it. But she's been doing our mail for several years since we've lived here.
What if she died?
And I would probably cry.
No, what if she's dead? If you haven't seen her in a while?
Oh gosh, don't say that. She was telling us how everyone was so sick during COVID in her family and whatnot, and she had to keep working, and it was terrible. And Adam used to run to the door and tell her he loved her, and he like would make pictures and stuff for her.
The story is so engaging.
So
a mailman is the worst person to have a family full of COVID. Talk about.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping that she's just getting a well-deserved vacation. She told him one day, she said, "You keep going to school, sweetheart, so you don't have to do this job for a living."
Wow.
I know. I've helped her lift stuff out of her mail truck before when we've been on walks, and yeah, she's a nice lady.
She's playing you. She's got
I
you
don't
doing
care.
her job.
Totally will do it for her. I feel terrible.
All right, so what's your, like, since we're talking about this real quick, mail carriers, what is your opinion on tipping the mail carrier at the holiday season?
Okay, I heard people talking about this over the last few years. I've never done it before, but now I feel like kind of a dick because I don't. I've never heard of anyone else doing it until recently. I mean, back in the olden times, like when my folks were kids, but in like the past 20 years, I don't know anybody that did that. Do you?
Yeah, a lot of people do. I'm not a good, like, litmus test for this because I grew up Jehovah's Witness and we don't celebrate holidays. So it's not to say we don't do nice things for other people, but like the holiday giving and cheer and presents is not really our forte. Not that I'm not currently Jehovah's Witness, so that's how I grew up. The thing I struggle with is, like, what is the good standard tip for a mail carrier? Because you tip someone 10% of whatever if they serve you for an hour. What do you tip someone that served you 300?
10% is unacceptable if someone serves you for an hour. You should do 20.
Oh, I'm sorry, 20. Did I say 10?
You did.
Yeah, I never do 15. Always over. But what do you tip somebody that serves you 6 days a week for an entire year?
I have no idea. And that's the thing. This is why I always consult other people when it comes to this, because I waitressed for a decade and bartended for a decade. So I want to make sure that I'm giving people proper compensation. And now, like I said, I feel like a dick because a lot of people have said, no, you definitely tip your mail carrier or give them gifts or cookies or something.
I'm going to say 25 if you're young and 100 if you're old. And in
That's
between,
really nice.
Based on age by decade.
But okay, but let's say, like, a lot of people, I live in a blue collar middle class neighborhood. Let's say you're having rough times and then life is hard and
Starbucks
and
gift
because
card.
Okay, all right.
The gift card is a nice antithesis to that because it doesn't really, like, specify value. It shows you went to the store and did something special and allows them to buy the items they want. So it's actually worth more than the monetary value.
The thing I like about gift cards too is if you do get a gift card for someone that you don't know as well and say she's like, I hate coffee, which would be crazy, but let's say she was like, I hate coffee. She could re-gift that to somebody else and not have to spend $25.
Yeah, so you're saving her money on top of giving her money.
Yeah, instead of giving her something like bath salts that are stupid and she won't use.
Nobody wants that. Here's what
they do in Florida.
Here's what. Yeah. One more question on the tipping, just real quick, because you work in the bar. I am of the firm opinion that when you order a drink, it is $1 per drink. The percentage does not matter. If I walk to the bar and order a beer, I give you $1.
That is perfectly acceptable and reasonable, and I like it. And I feel it doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink either. If I'm somewhere and I'm drinking coffee and I'm taking up a table for an hour, I'm going to leave you $5 if my coffee was $1.
Glovely Lovely says, they have more than just coffee at Starbucks. Go buy yourself a nice mug. Yeah, you could buy the mug and put the gift card in it, and they don't know what that costs. It's Starbucks, so it's like avocados at guacamole when you go to, like, Chipotle. It's worth a ton.
This is great. So next year I'm going to do something nice for her, and maybe I'll even try and bake. I'm hoping she's on vacation.
Is it a good idea to give a gift card from adamandeve.com to a church? Guess who asked that question?
That was Vern.
If your sole payout is to see the look on their faces, then absolutely.
I fully support that idea, Vern. They might need it more.
So I went with, like, a similar first one to you, but I didn't go I don't give a shit about junk mail. I get shit every day. I get all those, like, junk mails where it's like, page of the order of Kai for $31,000, and I'm like, oh my god, I hit the jackpot, and it's like, this loan amount at 4.49 or 14.9%. It's all bullshit. I got excited, and particularly in COVID. The only thing that got me through COVID was UPS packages.
Yes.
I have been ordering shit like mad because I just needed something, especially in that, like, June to September run, like the heart of it all. I just needed to know something was coming.
Yep.
And it was exciting to get those packages.
It doesn't matter if it's soap. I still get excited. Yeah.
Once we put them in the bubble room and sprayed them down with the disinfectants, I got to enjoy what was inside, which is something from Adam and Eve because Vern sent me a gift card.
Vern's very thoughtful.
Fern's not sending anybody a gift card. Let's be honest. All right. What else did you come up with?
I get really excited about making lists and I'm not as bad as some of our friends, but I really enjoy like Google Sheets and Excel sheets too. If you give me something I have to organize in general in that way, I just love it. There's something just very calming about it to me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to color code this. I'm going to do that. And then after I'm done, I feel so accomplished, but I get really excited. Like for instance, when we started organizing everything to change up the podcast and blah, blah, blah. Kai's like, here, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, I get to make a document.
And the funny thing is, I know a lot of stupid people, so I'm like, do you know what a sheet is? Do you know what a tab is? And you're like, got this. Nailed it. So I actually did you a big favor. So is making the list the excitement or checking the things off?
It's both. It's an entire journey, I feel like. I like to go from start to finish. The
checklist is the origin story.
The checklist is the origin story.
Okay.
Then when it grows and you get to make charts and that kind of thing. Have you ever seen the How I Met Your Mother episode where they do interventions and at some point they have to do an intervention with Marshall because he can't stop making bar graphs and pie charts and stuff like that.
But I don't recall it.
Yes. But there's an intervention where they do that. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm pretty close. Like I'm constantly trying to get my kids to use Trello boards and organize their lives. And
Trello boards?
Trello, I've asked you about Trello too. I asked you if you used it because I have a whole MILFcast board set up just for our stuff. I'm so organized, it's ridiculous, but it feels good to have everything in order. So I want to put everybody else's lives and things in order too.
I still don't know what this board is. What is this board? Is that like
it's Trello. It's basically works with like a bunch of cards. It's an organizational thing. We use it for work, for client boards and stuff like that. And I started using it for personal things, and I have like 6 or 7 of them now that I just have running my life day to day. It keeps me super organized.
See, I'm ADHD, so the problem is like lists in theory sound great. So what I do is I make a list and then I set it there, and then I make another list and I set it there, and at some point I have 50 lists with shit like half crossed out, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna take care of everything on my own.
No. I'll show you Trello after this, but I tell everyone you should go start Trello. Trello.com.
All right.
And learn different ways to utilize it. It took me about 6 months before I finally started making it work for me, but I fucking love it. And the company's actually really cool that runs it too. I signed up for their blog and they send out all sorts of cool. Yeah, see, the bread bug uses Trello.
You're right.
The bread bug
one person backs you up.
Well, okay, this is because it's the one person in my family I converted. This is Allie. She's been designing and building an entire world and video game, and she's been using Trello boards to organize all of her characters, all of the worlds, and all of the details that go into it. And actually, that's what she was working on tonight. So thank you for coming. I know you were working on your final bad guy there. I appreciate you coming in.
Final bad guy? I like it. So I did like Final Draft. I used to write screenplays and stuff. Final Draft had like a card system for like laying out your scenes and stuff like that. Are we talking about that for life?
Yeah, kind of. It is. You have different like columns, and you can put the boards in them. In them, you can have lists, and you can also have like repeating things. So like I have every Wednesday, I have a reminder that I have mini MILFcast with you. I have reminders every day to do yoga in the morning, even though I do yoga. It's good to have it there. Now, here's the thing. I don't necessarily need the reminder, but it's there. So when I get done with the task that I do every single day, I can check it off, and it feels really good.
I like it.
Right. Yeah.
I've heard of these writing tools before, says the Before Times. If you were creating a Tolkien-esque world, you would want something to help create a Bible for your made-up universe.
That's exactly kind of how I've utilized it. The book that I just wrote too, I have a board just to keep track of all of my characters, the settings, the backgrounds, each chapter, to-do lists, to do checklists with each chapter to make sure I've done things. It's a magnificent organizational tool. It's just wonderful.
This is not a mundane thing that gets me excited. This is a very complicated thing that gets me excited.
But it can be mundane. It's just you can take it to the next level if you want to. Yes, K.O. Cray says if you sign up, you get emails from a dog named Taco. And it's true. It's Taco from Trello. It's so fucking great. I'm telling you. And they're funny emails, too. It's a great company. I love it.
Sounds like the little paperclip from the old 95 Word or Windows.
It's so much more awesome. It's great. So that's a couple people in our chat right now that have just verified that Trello is totally great.
All right, so I got another one. So like,
Okay.
do you ever just like you ever go in the backyard? It's like night. You're just standing there. You look up a star, and there's like a shooting star goes by, and you're like, because I've had like a million times where I'm in the backyard and I swear I see one out of the corner of my eye. But every now and then I go out back and I look up and one just goes pew like all the way across. And I get super excited to make my wish.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually kind of cool, Kai. Okay, so you're like me. You're just outside a pretty big city. So you still have and you have probably way more pollution and smog than we do over here in Detroit area.
Not actually. Like we're far enough from LA where it's pretty nice. It's not like Joshua Tree clear, but like it's not bad.
Okay, it's depending on the night here. We're only 20 minutes from the city, so it can be pretty ugly. I mean, we can always see the Big Dipper. Sometimes you can see a couple other constellations and stuff, but for the most part, you can't see too much. So I think it's cool. So if we go like up north to northern Michigan, the whole entire sky is just nothing but a blanket of stars. So you can see you see shooting stars every 2 seconds. So it's crazy. But here, that's a really neat thing. I think that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like, so I grew up in Huntington Beach, California, which is like I don't know. It's probably 30 minutes south of LA, but here it takes an hour and 45 to get there. The stars were always great. I never thought it was that big a deal until I met my wife and went to like a little more rural town that she lived in south of us, and like I went outside and you could see the stars behind the stars. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's these little stars that don't just show up, but they're there, and if you just like kind of like do that thing, there's like a whole nother set. It's almost like the universe just keeps going, Heather.
It's weird. I think, you know what? It might be just continuous.
No,
it might be
world's
infinite.
Flat and it's all just a backdrop. Anyway,
it is fucking flat if you lay down.
I have this like great fascination with stars. I find it very inspirational. Every night I go outside, I listen to music, I stare up at the stars, and every now and then I catch one, and I just get really moved by it. I don't know why, but I get like really excited because it's like 1 in a million as opposed to like.
Maybe it's because you grew up loving Disney so much too.
Yeah, probably.
When you wish upon a star. Oh, you let me sing for like a whole second. That's amazing.
You can do it on the Twitch stream, not on the podcast. How about that?
Okay, that's very
Do you want me to give you 10 seconds to just let loose?
No, it's okay. If I have to do it on the spot, then it loses all of its magical goodness.
So every time you start, I'll just say, okay, now do this, and you won't do it.
Well, then I'll know you're doing that, so I'll do it in spite of you, and then I'll be rebelling against
But then
authority.
I'll know that I know you're doing it, so I won't let you.
But then I'll throw a rock in your general direction.
In my genital direction? Let's not do that. All right, so did you have another one?
I have a bunch, actually.
We're very close to West Covina, by the way.
Okay, it's really, really funny that K.O. Cray mentioned Taco by Trello, because one of the things I get really excited about is tacos.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. I felt like this was one that everybody could totally relate to, but I mean, I don't eat fast food almost ever anymore. It's probably been over a year since I've had a fast food taco.
That's why you're excited.
But I was when I'd still go all the time too. I don't know. Tacos are good. I make my own tacos now. They're better. But
Are tacos better on Tuesday?
they were when I worked at the bar. We had 50-cent tacos and they were delicious.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm making that can afford a $3 taco money. Get really excited to go pay $2.50 on every other Tuesday and get like tacos. I have no fucking idea why.
Because it's Taco Tuesday.
It's something about like too. I used to be a person. My day job, I used to work out by myself, location to location, stuff like that. Last 5 years, I've been in an office, kind of like office job. People get fucking excited for tacos. Like,
Yes.
we'll go to fucking Taco Tuesday. Like, break the monotony. It's only 2 days in, but we got something special.
You get to look forward to tacos. And tacos are delicious. And this is the great thing about tacos too. You can make anything a taco. Literally make anything a taco.
No, literally all Mexican food is a taco. Like a tostada, a taco, a burrito are the same things. You're just doing like soft shell, hard shell, harder shell.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Thank you. There are so many people that would argue that to the end of the moon with me.
Why would they argue that? So if I take a
Because
hard
there's
shell
food
tortilla,
snobs.
if I take a hard shell tortilla, I put beans, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion. Then I take a deep fried shell with beans, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion. Then I take a soft shell and do the same thing. What is the difference? The name?
There isn't. Yeah, that's it. That's like well, it's some of the ingredients, I suppose. Like I make a thing that I call taco casserole, but it's more close to an enchilada or something. But it's every time I make it, it's a taco casserole. It's a fucking taco.
Enchilada's different.
It is. I know. I'm saying something of that nature. I don't make a lot of real Mexican food. Why? Because I can't eat most of it. I'd like to, but I can't. For multiple reasons that we don't want to go into.
Allergic,
but anyway.
The Before Times said allergic to corn shells or the picante.
Middle-aged old man
he's
is
asking,
arguing and says, not all Mexican food is a taco. Well, it's pretty close.
Taco is really just a definition of shape.
That's kind of a thing.
When you're ordering Mexican food and you order a taco, you're asking, can I have it in a tortilla that's been slightly fried and is up like this? Also, soft taco, deep fried taco, or crispy shell taco? Which do you prefer?
I want a gordita crunch with the soft taco outside of the hard taco with the cheese melted.
Oh, you're going full Taco Bell.
Yeah, but I don't want actual Taco Bell. I want my version of it or a better version of it.
Have you had the one, they're called like molitas? That
No.
may not be 100% accurate. They take like a cheese and like burn it on the grill and put the tortilla on that, and then you eat like almost like a crunchy cheese on the outside of the tortilla, or they serve it like a sandwich sometimes.
Oh, I would eat that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
yes.
We should all just go eat that right now.
Yes. Now I'm getting hungry. Magical.
Quesadilla is my favorite food. It's the easiest thing to cook, and it never lets me down. My favorite thing is to go to Del Taco, order food, ask for extra salsa packets, and then make quesadillas at home and put the Del Scorcho on the quesadilla.
Okay, and also I'd like to add on to that because you brought up Del Taco. Del Taco is 8 million times better than Taco.
Thank you.
So much better.
There was a time when that wasn't true.
Okay, in we had one that was semi near us, and it happened to be right next to the bar that I bartended at for like a year. So every night after my shift, I would get a chicken soft taco or two. And it was magnificent. But that was the only one that was in the Metro Detroit area, and I worked right next to it. It was the best. Now there's two.
Taco Bell or Del Taco? Taco Bell.
Del Taco. They just started coming here like 10 years ago.
So you guys had never even heard of Noggles.
I've heard of some of that stuff because my brother lived out by you while he was in the military.
Okay, so Del Taco, you want to know what makes their soft taco great?
Yes, please
it's just
tell me.
Fucking mayonnaise. They just put a bunch of mayonnaise, which doesn't make any sense for a taco. The Del Taco, like soft chicken taco, is a tortilla, mayonnaise, chicken, lettuce, cheese. That's it. There might be a seasoning that we don't know about.
There's a seasoning in it,
delicious.
but that does explain the because I thought it was some kind of sauce and I didn't know what it was, and it's almost a white sauce. So it was just mayo.
It's probably seasoning salt or whatever my mom threw in from the cabinet just to make things taste a little bit better.
Well, I mean, all ranch is mayonnaise with some seasoning in it.
Yeah, but it's also ranch. Like, ranch is dope.
It's good, but that's all it is. I used to make it when I worked at a Denny's.
Oh, you had one of those up? I did that at a sandwich shop. You've done it? In like a
Yeah.
5-gallon Homer bucket from Home Depot.
Yes!
Like a witch cursing her boss.
Yes!
Putting the
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes! But it was so good. That's the best ranch I've ever had, too. It was so gross.
If you work in a restaurant where you mix your ranch in a Home Depot bucket, you're doing good business.
Yes, you are.
You're
yes,
turning
you
shit
are.
out on a regular basis. That's amazing.
Mrs. Kiderman said, I've never noticed before, but Kai says mayonnaise weird.
What do
Kai's
you
having
mean?
trouble with words tonight.
I'll say mayonnaise what?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
I say it like in a question form? Mayonnaise?
Well, that would be Canadian. Everything is a preposition. If you're
Everyone that
Canadian.
has a Del Taco, soft taco, like, is that mayonnaise?
I hear mayo anyway, and I go to Officer and a Gentleman and making fun of his name.
It does
Mayo.
sound gross, lovely until you eat it, and then it's delicious.
I agree. It sounds awful.
I have another controversial take. Del Taco has one of the best fast food double cheeseburgers that you can buy.
What does?
Del Taco.
I've never had one of their burgers. Their fries are good. That's one of the things I love about it too, is that they actually serve fries with their tacos.
I would argue they have the best fry since the old Carl's Jr. before they went to just cutting potatoes.
Okay, I've never had a Carl's Jr., but I think you guys were.
You guys don't have Carl's
it-
Jr.?
No, I think you guys were comparing it to Hardee's.
Yeah, so there's like a
We used to have-
Archibald's.
Yeah, we used to have Hardee's here, and we don't anymore. But yeah, but
Same
you guys
idea.
don't have. Yeah, you guys don't have Tim Hortons though, do you? Or do you now?
No, but you are very on an island with that because you're so. That's a Canada thing.
Yeah, it is. That's why I was curious. Like I have friends in New York area where there's a lot, but they're close to Canada too. So people in Pennsylvania, some in Ohio, not a lot, but I'm just curious if over the last few years that they've started to migrate. Canada's wonderful.
If
I
they
love
have, they
Canada.
have not made it to Southern California, the opposite coast and far corner region. Oh, we
In and
have
Out is great. We have In and Out too, Mrs. K.
Nope.
We do. In and Out's good.
In-N-Out's overrated.
It's not the best.
Nope.
When people want to argue that, I'll disagree all day long. But
We got into
But,
this with
yeah.
somebody the other day. Like the problem is, there's too many good burger joints now.
it was our Jeopardy crew. We were all talking about it in the chat. Somebody had brought up White Castle, and it went from there. We were going in the sliders.
Best fry claim is drawing the line. Not only does Del Taco have good fries, but they also do chili cheese deluxe cheddar fries.
I've never had those.
And now
But I'm very picky about my fries, and even when theirs are kind of limp and sad, they still taste fucking good.
They do. They get a little crisp. I'm one of those guys. My high school was right next to a Del Taco, so that's where everybody that could leave campus went to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the shit. So part of the whole quesadilla thing with the packet is we used to buy that greasy ass quesadilla they made back in the late 90s, and put a little line, just like cocaine, but of Del Taco sauce, and eat that thing, and it would squirt out the back and fall in your pants. And you're like, damn it, I got a red spot there now for the rest of the day. But it was so good.
That's fine. It's totally worth it because
Yeah.
it's delicious. All right, Kai. So what's another thing that you get really excited about? That's
Movie trailers.
I don't think that's mundane.
Really?
That's yeah. Well, maybe it's just because of the culture that we're in, but I don't get as excited about them as I used to because
Fuck it, I'll
in the
chuck
last
it.
10 years they start.
I'll chuck it like a
All right, chuck it.
Tinkerbell throwing pixie dust.
All right.
My only argument was that the trailer is the best thing the movie could ever be. It's never gonna be the trailer. It's the ultimate letdown, but at the same time, it's the peak of what it could be. It's the photo you use on your Tinder.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what I mean?
it is. But
So-
and that's why they've become a bummer the last 10 years or so, is because they showed way too much of the movie, whereas before they used to just be an actual teaser.
Yeah.
That's why with the Star Wars ones, the new Star Wars ones, I would only watch the first teaser trailer, and I wouldn't watch another damn thing about them when all the new Star Wars movies
It's
came
not a
out.
bad idea. I'll give you one that my wife got me psyched on, which is Clean Sheet Day.
Oh, that is a good one.
So good.
Totally support that.
So
Yep.
the bed is never made. The bed is always in ruins. There's crossovers, comforters under sheets, sheets
just-
under pillows.
Feels so good.
And one day, every 2 weeks or a month or every 5 months, depending on your age, somebody comes in and washes that shit with some lemon fresh something or other and folds that crease beneath the pillow, that little arm cuff beneath the pillow. Seriously, bounce a quarter of it army style, there's a sincere crease in it like your dad's Dockers. Oh my god, let me get in that with my dirty feet and mess it up on day one.
I will text Mike and say, hey, we have new sheets on our bed tonight. It's going to be a good night. And then it's I cannot wait until the end of that day just so I can go lay on those clean sheets in that clean bed.
Do you ever finally get the clean sheets, go to bed, didn't shower, maybe your feet a little dirty, and you're like, man, I really wish I would have rethought this? Have you ever showered just to get into clean sheets clean? I guess that's the question.
I don't think I've ever gone that far.
I have.
Well, you're a little weird, but that's okay.
I wear sandals a lot.
Okay, I have another one. And this one you might agree with, but you might also throw into the trailer category. It's when you see someone wearing an oddly specific nerdy shirt that is such an inside joke that only 4 other people are ever going to understand it, and you get excited and want to be their friend for a minute. And they're a perfect stranger. You're standing in line, let's say Starbucks, and you see someone with a shirt that just says, I come from LV 426. Oh, did we just become best friends? And then I get really excited and I want to talk to that person because I think that they must somehow be at least legitimately cool. But then over the last few years, kids started wearing band shirts and they don't know who the bands are. I'd see a kid with a NoFX shirt, or Pink Floyd,
Oh,
that's
my
like
favorite
16.
band. My God,
Yeah, and then and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. They actually appreciate, music that came from before they were born. And I'm like, hey, nice shirt. Oh, I don't know who this is. It just looked cool.
Yeah,
Well,
see,
you
that's my
fucking
thing.
suck.
We have this. Okay, so I want to pause that and like show it to my kids. So we have a rule in our house. You like that shirt? You like that band? Name 5 songs. If you
That's
can't
legit.
name 5 songs, you can't buy that band shirt because you're not going to be a poser.
That's totally legit. I
You
like
gotta
that
be
rule.
about it.
Yep, I like it. I can't do that with mine because I have a t-shirt problem.
What is the t-shirt problem?
I have like 500 t-shirts, and and so I've tried to cut back on my wardrobe, and I've passed many down to Allie and bras over the last couple of years. So I can't with bras anymore because now he's too large. But so they've inherited some shirts, like a Green Day shirt and I think a Sublime shirt that didn't fit me anymore or fit me weird or something like that. And I don't think either of them could have.
Do you have jammy shirts?
I sleep in
Workout
tank top.
shirts, going out shirts?
Yes.
Do you have level of shirt?
Yep. And I'm really weird. I will go through stages where I'll go and I'll organize my t-shirts in order of how I like them, first to last, and I'll do that sometimes.
You're doing it wrong.
How do you do it?
Color coded.
I've done that before too, but then I decided I liked it favorite to least favorite, and then I mix in comfort level with that too.
See, I can't do that because I do the laundry, but my kids help fold the laundry, hang up the laundry, so they don't know where honestly, they can't keep up with my system of jammy and going out shirts, let alone level of favorite shirt.
No, I don't think anybody would know any of my stuff. Maybe Adam. He helps me with laundry. But yeah, I have like 3 different tank top drawers. Some are yoga shirts, some are pajama shirts, and some are I will wear into public shirts. And some are crossovers. And then I have drawers with different variations of workout pants. And all of my t-shirts hang up. I don't put my t-shirts in drawers. They are all hanging on hangers.
Do you dry your t-shirts?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a hang dry guy because I happen to be that kind of on the level of the size I wear. If I dry it, sometimes it shrinks. So a lot of things I have to hang dry, and I get t-shirt nipples, which is a thing that your hangers do.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it.
Okay, well I can't shrink it, so I have to.
Well, how do you get rid of the t-shirt nipples then?
You spray a spritz of water and you throw it in the dryer for 5 minutes, and it's totally good to go.
That seems like a lot of extra work.
I've got a lot of t-shirt hacks. We could do a whole episode on t-shirts.
Oh yeah, we could. We could bring them all out.
We're really gonna bring people back with our future. Next, we have t-shirts. After that, 401k suggestions.
He wants to just come and see Kai's t-shirts and my t-shirts. That'll be it.
My wife says I have a lot of t-shirts for a guy. I don't know if that's true.
No, I don't know. I think Mike has more t-shirts than I do, and he just got rid of a pile like this large, and he still has 3 drawers just full of t-shirts, and they're all awesome.
Vern said the only band t-shirt I own is Josie and the Pussycats, and I believe him. Actually,
I do too.
I don't believe him.
I feel like Vern would have Vern is in a band. Vern plays drums.
Hey, it's Steve Bush, our good friend Steve Bush.
Hi, Steve Bush. Do you have a lot of band t-shirts? I have too many podcast
He has
shifts.
one. It's Steve Bush.
What have you done lately? What have you been up to? What have you seen lately? What have you done?
Vern, I still have a MILFcast shirt. It's kind of a midriff though.
Same.
It has lots of stains on it too. I need a new one.
I bought one in a powder blue, and I don't know why. What goes with powder blue?
Stuff and things.
What pant suits a powder blue if you're trying to match? I feel only khakis, and no one wants to wear khakis.
I don't know. I think that's really depends on the dude. I know dudes that still wear khakis quite a bit. Some can pull it off. Some don't. Although I have to tell you, it's really great to see my dad actually turn into the whitest white man ever. He wears t-shirts tucked in with jorts with a belt, and he wears those white sneakers.
Which ones?
Just the plain white sneakers. I think he actually starting to get name brand ones now. But he has that exact 60-year-old white man about to retire look going on. And he used to wear cooler t-shirts, but he doesn't even wear those anymore. Sometimes he even wears polos. It's amazing.
Does he button the buttons on the polos or just throws it on and fuck it?
Nope, he buttons the buttons now,
That's
which
good.
is funny.
I was driving down the street today over the freeway to turn right on the street to go to my work. And literally as I'm turning the corner, there's a guy in a pink polo, super white khakis, bright white shoes, bright white hair, looked like something out of like a Ralph Lauren ad. He looked like the bad guy from Bradley Whitford from Revenge of the Nerds Part 2. I've never seen that guy in real life. I saw that guy today.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so Kai, middle-aged old man, says Heather has all the closets in the house. They're all hers except for the cloak closet, which is full of guns. And he's right.
Where does he put his clothes? Like in a duffel bag under the bed?
They're in the big dresser. He has a big dresser. I have all the closets other than the Brosnans.
Seabush said, are his t-shirts tucked into his nipples because his pants hiked up and torso shrank?
Nope, that's just how he does it.
Why the pants are so high? Because the torso shrank?
No. He does it, I think, because he has a little bit of a gut fur now. So I think that's part of it. But I don't know. Now that I think about it, he's always worn his shirts tucked in, his jeans. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. My dad doesn't care about fashion at all, he looks nice, but it's just, it's a very standard, typical look.
You even made the comment that he used to wear shirts with logos or whatever, or something he liked, and now he's not doing that anymore. Is there just like an age where you're just like, fuck that, I don't even care anymore?
It's called his wife person. She started buying him nicer clothes, so he doesn't wear his cool Star Wars shirts as much, and his funny stuff. He still does, just not as much.
I have a massive problem with men whose wives buy their clothes.
Unless they want them to.
No, who the fuck wants you to?
I don't know. There's lots of dudes who don't want to make decisions for themselves, and vice versa. It's not limited to one sex.
If Mike was like, just buy my clothes, would you be like, all right, that sounds awesome? Or would you be like,
no,
shit, this is something I have to go do?
Yeah, I'd be like, shit, this is something I have to go do.
Okay, and second follow-up, would you consider his interests and likes when purchasing said items? Or just go buy him khakis and a Walmart green shirt?
No. Like, if I buy him t-shirts sometimes because they're badass cool t-shirts.
Yeah.
But I don't even do that often. He won't buy, this is what he just commented on it. This is one thing I will buy because he won't buy it for himself. Sometimes he runs out of socks and underwear.
That's acceptable.
Happens. Yeah, and I will just go, why are you out of underwear again? And he does his own laundry too. I do mine and I do Adam's, and that's it. Everybody else can do their own laundry in the house. So he'll be like, I'm out of underwear, I'm out of socks again, because they've died.
Time to go buy some.
Yep, and he won't, so sometimes I'll just buy them for him.
Do you guys ever wash them?
Wash what?
Does he just wear them until they're done, you throw them out and you get new ones? Or
No, but I learned after a while that some guys, that's exactly what happens is they don't want to do lawn. Mike's not one of them, but maybe when we first started dating, but not anymore. Guys would sit there and literally just go to the end of their laundry with their underwear or socks. Instead of doing laundry, they would just go buy a package of underwear or go buy a package of socks. I know multiple men that have done this over the years.
James Bond shit right there.
Yeah, like, nope, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to go buy some more.
I'm not making that. I'm making good money. I'm not making that kind of money. Like,
no, me either.
I feel like celebrities do that with just clothes in general. They're like, I wore this. It's done now. People have a picture of me in it.
How can you do that? I mean, I actually like clothes. I have a lot of clothes. I do. I admit it. But I also like to wear clothes again after I've worn it once.
How do you have a favorite pair of jeans if you don't wear it more than once?
That's how your favorite pair of jeans become your favorite pair of jeans, is for wearing it like 10 years.
Exactly.
Then they become yours. You've bonded. You've melded together on a molecular level by that point.
Yeah, which is also disgusting, but awesome for Levi's. Secondly, second thought. I had a weird phenomena recently. All of my underwear developed a hole in the same place, but it was a place where you should not develop a hole in underwear. It was literally like, so okay, here's my body. It was like right here, like off to the side at the elastic line. Not
So like hip level, at the hip and the elastic.
at the hip, but not like where I sit now, where anything would rub. Just kind of like right, left, center, off to the side. A hole developed in like 9 pairs of underwear where it's never developed before.
Maybe it has to do with the way you're pulling them up or pulling on them or
No,
shifting
because
in them.
theoretically, if I'm pulling them up, I'm doing both sides for
Middle-aged
asymmetry.
old man says it's faulty manufacturing, which is actually
It's a
totally
bad batch?
reasonable.
Bad batch?
It very well could be.
Okay.
That's a legitimate good point.
K.O. Cray says I've done it. I don't know what she's done. It was probably
Things. She's done things.
New
Right,
socks.
Kay?
I just did a sock and underwear purge. It was really nice. I bought name brand socks.
Oh, that actually feels good when you do that.
It
I
does.
hate having white socks because they only stay white for like 2 washes.
I've been doing the patchy
But-
ones where you've got like the gray toe and heel.
That's a good idea.
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
No, it feels like a hobo.
Mike has a friend who freaks out that he wears black socks. Like he will send him occasionally pictures of
When?
his feet wearing black socks. Just
When?
regular, like in his work boots, hanging around the house. It doesn't matter.
Dress socks or cotton socks that are black?
No, cotton socks. Cotton socks just happen to be black. Like he wears crew ones. Those are the
Totally.
ankle ones.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
See?
No.
You're freaking out too.
Black no-shows, black full cotton socks, no dress socks that are black. What do they say?
Okay, so Vern wears nothing but black socks.
That makes total sense. Look at Vern.
And yeah, and the before time says usually when dudes' jeans or underclothes wear out, it's because you're spreading your legs a lot.
Really?
Well, in the place that you're referring to, yeah, that's.
No, my point is,
that's
it's like
why- that's
it's a
what-
catty corner hole. There's no way to spread the leg to make this happen.
Yes, that's.
I'm with Mike. By the way, this is a man that just falls asleep with narcolepsy and also changes his shirt randomly at any given time of the day. Even if you're talking to him on Zoom.
Oh, this is true. Which is pretty amazing, though. I mean, I wish I could do that. I have a little jealous when it comes to that.
Black cotton socks.
What does that mean? It's Vern. Nothing wrong with black socks. I don't think there's anything wrong with black socks either.
No.
I find it interesting because it does seem to come up with guys where it's one of the things where they're like, no, you should or shouldn't do that. And it's very, very funny. I personally, I hate wearing socks. I have ugly feet. Everybody has ugly feet, but
Define ugly feet. You think everyone's feet are ugly because a married man once put them in your mouth and made when his wife was home.
Yeah, but I hated feet before that. And I hate my own feet, but I can't stand wearing socks. I've been barefoot since I was a little kid. And it's unfortunate that I live in Michigan due to that because it's cold and I have circulation issues. So I have to have my feet. And this is actually a good problem to have. I have my feet in a foot massager most of the day. So the blood will circulate in my feet. Otherwise I start to, lose feeling in my feet and my toes start to actually die. I've had parts of my toes fall off.
This is a woman thing. And I'm not about gender and all that stuff, but I do feel like all women's feet, every woman I've ever known, her feet and extremities are cold.
That's because women run cooler than men. That's actually a biological fact.
Is it really?
Not. Yeah, it is. Women's body temperature is slightly cooler than men. It's totally normal, and I don't remember how or why, but it's true.
Now we went over the fact that I have these kind of toes. Are you a stubby Flintstone?
Yeah, you want to see them? They're not because I'm barefoot.
Vern does. I don't give a shit. You can just explain to me. I know Vern wants to see them. He'll freak.
Yeah,
out.
mine are actually like straight up Flintstone. That was the best description I could give. I just have square feet. My toes go straight across, and they're normal size. I don't have big feet. I don't have small feet. They're just fine. I just have tiny toenails because for a long time they wouldn't grow, but now they grow a little bit,
You know,
so they're not as bad.
This is what I love about our show.
We're back to feet again.
It just devolves into bullshit.
But we stayed away from poop. So
Yeah, no
so we
poop.
could.
I told Heather before the show, after that last mini we did, somebody was like, oh, that was a great show. I was like, thanks, it's not always like that. And they're like, oh, so it's not always about poop? And we're like, nah, just this time. But maybe other times. Last one I had on my list was new shoes.
Okay, I don't know that that's mundane, and that's probably because I'm a fucking woman, maybe a little bit. But
Well, they're
I'm
not like
just
the
waiting
high
for.
heels with the red bottoms. They're just like
Oh my God, Kai! I have
Vans.
I used to have hundreds of pairs of shoes. I have boxes of shoes downstairs still that I just have in boxes, and they're beautiful. I used to create crop circles. When we moved into this house, I think I scared Mike. We had the fourth bedroom, and there wasn't Adam, and we weren't sure if we were going to turn it into an office or a game room or what. So I just put all my shoes in there, and I literally made circles of them around in the room so I could just sit down in the middle of my shoes and look at them because they're beautiful.
It's like what I did with my toys.
He said I made a shoe pentagram.
Yes.
Shoes are great though, and I have so many pairs that I've never worn, but I love shoes. I love shoes so much. I don't care if they're tennis shoes, I don't care if they're running shoes, I don't care if they're boots, I don't care if they're work boots, I don't care if they're heels, I don't care what you're putting them on for. Shoes are magnificent.
Is there anything worse than getting a new pair of shoes and some dumbass isn't looking and turns around, steps right on top of that brand new material?
Okay, so two things there. One, that is some bullshit, and number two, I just explained to you that I have serious toes issues. So that's like somebody actually taking a hammer down to mine. So that's how much the pain is. Like if you even just nick my toes, it is extraordinary pain. So I would probably murder them. And then I would stab them with a shoe for messing up my shoe. But yeah.
So we have Vern saying, do a show about all of your pop figures. I kind of do every week. Heather, do a show about all your shoes. It would be so funny if we had matching rooms and like your shelves were shoes and mine were fucking pops. That would be a
dude. I would have a room like that. That's the thing. I think one of the only things I get a little jealous of when I when they used to do celebrity cribs and stuff on VH1 was when I'd see like Mariah Carey's closet and I would just see a room full of shoes.
See, and I don't because I think of Overboard when he made her that thing where he wheels the thing and the
yes!
And I'm like, you're rich, motherfucker, but you ain't got that Kurt Russell shoe thing.
That's so true. That is a magnificently wonderful point.
Yo, VH1 Cribs.
I'll
it's
know.
The same thing, but it's like Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Or like Bruce Springsteen. It's like your parents' music. They're like, yo, what up? Welcome.
Shania Twain was our time frame. She was not old people music.
Yeah.
I don't mind Shania Twain actually.
She
I
had
can
a
listen to Shania
hit
Twain.
during your youth. I don't know that we're in the same.
She had several. Like I can actually hear someone actually made a joke before. They said, Heather, I would not expect a girl from the Midwest to enjoy Shania Twain music. I was like, I didn't know that it was limited to your.
I feel like only people from the Midwest like Shania Twain music. Like, not that she's not popular elsewhere, but I feel like that's her zone.
She's Canadian. So yeah, I don't know.
Which is generally Midwest. What is more Midwest than Canada?
But that's why when you started Heather's Midwest colloquialisms, I'm like, oh, it's kind of funny because I know that a lot of my dialect ends up sometimes slipping into what is either what is known as a Yooper accent or it's kind of goes towards Canadian.
What's a Yooper accent?
It's very similar to like Minnesota. It's oh yeah. So today I went out and I was walking to the store and yeah, these guys they came and they started talking to me and so we went there and I don't remember what I was talking about. So how's your coffee this morning? Is your wife still talking to you? It's like drawing everything out.
That turned Scottish like Game of Thrones at the end. Is your wife still talking to you?
It's kind of.
Still even love her after all she's done.
That's yeah. There's a little bit Scottish, but you know it's not Sean Connery Scottish, so it's all right. Still sad we killed him, but anyway, yeah. It does, and a lot of those accents, you know, they derived from the UK anyway, so that's where they came from. And Canada's is a much larger mix of UK dialect mixed with a lot of French. So theirs is fucked up depending on where you go. But yeah, I know I slip into it on occasion.
Well, I feel like calling French farmers fucked up is a good place to end this.
I agree.
Okay, Heather and Kai, I love you, but I'm going to jet. Well, fuck off, Vern.
Love you, Vern.
The before times.
We're actually going to probably jet too.
Wait, let me do my Vern. Okay, Heather and Kai, I love you, but I'm going to jet. It's late. I have been working all day. I love you. Good night. Peace. How was that?
That was very good.
That's our good friend Vern. Miss Cutterman says, I feel like she has a new following because Let's Go Girls is all over TikTok and IG Reels. Yeah, you
I
can
don't know what
reinvent
that
yourself.
means.
It's probably Shania Twain. I'm thinking Shania Twain. See, I don't even know.
Oh, Let's Go Girls, a song.
By the way, lovely woman, talented woman.
Also so
I'm
beautiful.
not anti Shania Twain.
Yeah, I like her stuff.
I would
it's fun.
if you asked me to donate to Shania Twain, I would.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Yes.
Yeah. I think she's a good time. I enjoy her.
The Before Time said, farmers from upstate New York have a lot of things in common with farmers all around the country. My upstate New York roommate listened to all the same country as my roommate from Alabama. Or from Al. I'm assuming Alabama.
Yeah. Gordon Bombay equals Minnesota Miracle Man.
It's not the song title, it's just part of the song. Let's Go Girls. Okay.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes. And I just connected what an Instagram reel is because now I know. It's the same thing as TikTok, the tiki-taki thing.
Let's see what
All
MTV did and
those
ended
kids are
on
on.
Shania Twain. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let's go, girls.
So, thank you guys for everybody that tuned in. We appreciate it. It's Wednesday. You have things to do.
Yes, and please, guys, too, remember Sunday is definitely going to be worth coming. We have a fantastic, legitimate guest that will
Josephine
probably...
Raymond.
Yeah, we're going to try not to embarrass ourselves or do anything terrible, but, we probably will. By we, I mean me.
Nope, that way. My screen's reversed. I tried to point to you, and I'm like, I'm a stupid. Anyway, who are we going to raid tonight? Who's online?
All right, let's see who is online.
I love that she never prepares. She never prepares for this.
Well, no, it's not that it's not prepared. It's that I have a list of people that I can look up that are on streaming on Wednesdays. But we have Cameron Creates on right now. But if we have one of our friends on, then
Kevin Smith. Is Kevin Smith out there? Is Kevin Smith on?
I don't know. I haven't looked him up. Do you think that he would become best friends with us?
Does Bob Ross?
He's not. Bob Ross is. He has the largest following of anyone ever.
Bob Rip.
We're going to go to Cameron Creates tonight, who is a friend of Justin, and Cameron came on here on Sunday and hung out with us for a while too, and that was a good time.
Yeah.
So
good artist.
So we're gonna send you over to him. You guys should enjoy and come back on Sunday, please. It's going to be magical.
4 emotes. Give me 3 emotes.
Yeah, we're gonna learn
emotes.
stuff, and then we're probably just not going to do it.
Yeah, we're very close, guys. Keep coming back. We've almost got our affiliate status, and then we can start throwing emotes and stuff.
Yeah, because that's what the Twitchers do and shit.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, guys. I'm sending you over to Cameron right now. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you and love you all. Magical, sparkles, glory. Beautiful, 2, 1, and we are gone.
Howdy, 5,000. Thank you for coming. Big soulfish. I got a somebody gifted me a subscription to Cameron the other day.